right, good morning, guys. We're going to go through this warm-up. We're going to need a bunch of stuff this morning, so we're going to need to grab a foam roller, a jump rope, a dowel rod, and a small, light kettlebell. So imagine like a kettlebell that's maybe one bell size smaller than what you would use as a warm-up bell for pressing. It's going to be for the arm bar, so for those of you who know what the arm bar is, we'll just take the belt that you know works for the arm bar. So the first thing is we're getting into the cooler weather. We're gonna begin the mornings. I know if you're watching this outside of Arizona, you're probably gonna be laughing because it is 74 in here, which is cold to us. We're gonna start by elevating the body temperature. Now, who here has not jumped rope since like mid-Nixon administration? All right, okay. So I'm gonna walk through a few regressions of the jump rope. Let's actually begin without it, and we're just gonna start by just like little baby hops. Just enough to get a little air under your toes. Some people will step 1 foot forward and alternate feet. And what you'll notice is even 60 seconds of this will do wonders for your heart rate if you don't do it very often. The only thing you're adding with the jump rope to this is a little bit of rhythm. So there's very little work involved in the wrists and the arms. And so the next step is to twirl the rope very slowly and have a baby jump in between. So it'll look like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Some of my clients will do a little step. So they'll actually step over the rope. I can't do it very well, but some people are really good at that. So, and then the option after that, obviously, is to... Cool. Glad we got that on video. So whatever it is, we're going to go for 60 seconds, whatever option works best for you. If you do what I just did in the middle, just reset and go again. We're going to work for 60 straight seconds. On your mark, get set, go. Oh, Christina's good jumper.
Yeah.
You got a kettlebell there behind you, so.
No wonder.
Andy's a good jump roper. Yeah, so the cloth jump ropes they're the easiest on your toes if you mess something up, but they're the toughest to twirl because they don't resist the air really good. And that's about time. So the jump rope, guys, should just be kind of fun. Like it's a new skill or a very old skill that maybe you haven't done in a very long time. And don't take your jump roping super seriously. I mean, like, if you got a little bit of work done, awesome. If you slowly get better at it over the course of the next 3 weeks, that's great too. If it bugs your ankles and your knees, and even the little jumps give you problems, that's okay. We're just trying to elevate the body temperature. So another exercise is all right. For some of you with trouble like that, maybe you just need to pull down a rower and just do a quick row for 60 seconds. Just get a little blood flow going. That's really all we're trying to do here. The next one we're going to is going to be the arm bar. This one's going to begin very similar to the start of a Turkish get-up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of small adjustments here. So the Turkish get-up would begin here. I'm going to take my arm and put it up over my head and bring both my straight arm and straight leg into line with one another. Keeping everything tight through the middle, we're going to bring this leg up and we're going to roll over and come onto our bicep with our so our head is going to be on our bicep, and we're just trying to stabilize this kettlebell directly over the shoulder. The less healthy your shoulders are, generally, the more distorted of an opinion your shoulder has of directly over shoulder. I'll see people with shoulder problems be over here thinking they're sitting right over their shoulder. The first time you come up here, you may discover that holding this stability is way harder than it looks. So 5 reps basically means start to here, short pause, and back. If you're very good at the arm bar, there's a couple of things you can do to make it a little tougher. You can set your head on the ground in front of your shoulder. Get a little stretch for this one here. Another option is you can rotate more by straightening this leg and setting both hips on the ground. If you've never done this before, do not attempt either of those. You'll be surprised at how much fun this is right here. So we're going to do 5 per side. And then switch to the other side, switch knees and switch legs, and do the same thing on the other side. So that arm goes overhead. That leg is going to go over.
And this stays up. Whoa.
It's actually great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's no, like, oh, come on, okay. So you're trying to work all that wrong around there. Okay. And then after 5, use good technique moving to the other side, the same way you would as a Turkish get-up. In other words, don't fold the bell over your body. Roll it over the top of your head or turn your body over. Roxy, can that other hand go overhead or no? You mean you like awesome. For the next warm-up, you're going to need your foam roller. It is not critical to do the hip bridge with a foam roller, but I would like for everyone to do it at least once today. The purpose of the foam roller and the hip bridge is to provide an isometric contraction. So what I'm going to do here is, so I'm going to put that roller just above my knees so I can squeeze it real nice. I'm going to lay on the ground here, drive the hips up as high as I can, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the abs, and squeezing into the foam roller. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi down. We're going to do 10 reps here. You may discover, again, this to be way tighter on you than you anticipate, but your goal is to drive the hips up as high as you can. The biggest mistake that I see people making here is they have their feet too far away and they can't bridge real high. You want to have your heels fairly close to your butt. So go ahead and give that roller a squeeze, and we'll go for 10 reps. It always amuses me as I look around the room and I see varying different degrees of ability of hip flexors to open. Good. Roxy, can you scoot your heels a little closer to your butt? No? And yeah, make sure you get up there as high as you can. This kind of undoes a little bit of what that barbell back squat does to you in that, because that low bar is here, you know? Yeah. The next move is the face the wall squat, which is exactly what it sounds like it is. There is no wall in this camera angle that I can use to demonstrate. So, Christina, can I have you demo the face the wall squat and I'll work the camera? All right. So you literally face the wall, and the goal is to have your toes right up to the wall, and either with your hands out at your sides or right in between your legs. Your goal is to reach your fingertips to the floor. Good. If you struggle with that, take a tiny, tiny step back. And you'll notice that'll make it a little bit easier. And then as you warm up, you can probably get yourself back to the, up to the wall when you do that. Now, this is gonna put a magnifying glass on your squat mobility. So if you ever wonder to yourself, you know, Jerry, are my goblet squats, how's my form on my goblet squat? This is actually one of the correctives that we use at the kettlebell certification to determine whether or not you're staying upright enough. Enjoy. Stand back. As we work through what Dan John refers to as the hip hinge continuum, you go from the one that's the farthest down, which would be a face the wall squat like we're doing. A face the wall squat would be an example of a maximum bend in the knee. Andy, can we take our feet just a little wider, especially the heels? We're a little duck foot there. Yeah, good. That looks a lot better. The face the wall squat is an example of maximum knee bend, minimum hip bend. On the complete opposite end of that continuum, you have maximum hip bend, minimum knee bend, which is where we're going to for the next warm up. The last move here is the good morning with the dowel rod. In my barbell class, we teach this with a barbell, and we do encourage our lifters to be able to work up to being able to do this with weight. For the purpose of what we're doing this morning, we're just going to enjoy it as a little bit of a stretch. We're going to get the bar here, and we're going to set it on just so it's sitting on the bellies of our shoulders. Those of you who do our barbell class and you know what a low bar back squat is, getting the dowel rod into a quote-unquote low bar position actually does make for better movement. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's okay. Just have it sitting right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have our feet right around shoulder width apart. And this is going to be what we were just talking about. Maximum hip bend, minimum knee bend. Fix your gaze out about 10 feet on the floor in front of you. Lots of bend in the hip, minimum bend in the knee. Miss Ann. When you sit in this position, you should feel a big stretch in the backs of your legs. When you stand, contract your glutes and contract your abs. If you do not feel a stretch in the back of your legs, one of two things has happened, or three things. You may be freaky bendy in your hamstrings, and that's okay. The other, the two biggest culprits of losing tension through your hamstrings is either bending your knees too much, where you won't feel anything, and then the other one is allowing your back to round. So if you round your back, you're going to have the same problem. So if your head goes lower than your butt, you may have rounded your back a little too much. Now, if you've been through the instruction of how to properly hold a barbell on your back in the low bar position, in subsequent weeks of this warm-up, if the racks are available and you want to work up to weighted on your rounds, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, the stick is fine. If you have not done that and you want to feel what just a little bit of weight feels like, we have 2 training bars over there. They're the little silver ones, and they're 15 pounds. It's just a little bit of load, and sometimes just having a little weight on your back kind of helps that movement a little bit. And if you're real stiff, you can get a little more out of it. We are going to have time for probably 1 round of this for today's warm-up, but once you're going through it at your